All right, chat. Today we're gonna watch a video from Football Digest, and it's about the Super Bowl. So pretty recent. I know a lot of you guys probably watched the Super Bowl, Patriots Seahawks matchup, but Football Digest is really good at analyzing the actual plays and everything. So I want to hear what he has to say about this Super Bowl, because a lot of people called it boring. I thought it was a good Super Bowl though. I wish my Broncos were in it though, but yeah, I feel like it was still a good Super Bowl. So let's watch it.
Can any of you believe what some of these people are actually saying? They are trying to tell you with a straight face that this Super Bowl was boring. The audacity of some of these guys. You dive into the details here. We got the full 9 yards on display in this game.
Okay.
The brilliance in play calling. The chess match in the trenches. Some have a gripe with this game because they didn't think it was competitive. I know it wasn't necessarily a nail-biter by way of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
But if you're calling it boring, ladies and gentlemen,
It was not a
this
boring
was far
game.
and away from it.
Ooh, right into it. Goodness, bro. It's just like this play is so insane. Oh man, I don't know. We're gonna rewatch a lot of this. Like, this play is so crazy. Like, it's a bait, so like Witherspoon just gets through for free.
Let me give you all some context here.
So it's like
as to
that
what specific-
gets blamed on, that play gets blamed on Will Campbell, but it's not even Will Campbell's fault. It's the freaking like right side of the thing. And I said that live. I said it was the right side of the offensive line that sold on that play.
we were dealing with heading into this matchup. The best scoring defense through and through in all of football. Top 10 in the pass, number 1 in the rush. All capped off by what was, objectively speaking, one of the greatest performances you'll see in your entire life on the biggest stage. But there is a massive discrepancy with how Seattle tends to operate. So big that you could argue no other team in the league can duplicate it.
Ooh, and they zoned it. And that's a fumble. Once again, the right side of the line.
There's about a handful of moments in this game that you can directly point to and say that was the key momentum shifter.
Look, it's the right side. Every like.
Factors probably stick out right off the bat to you if you're a quarterback.
All right, this is probably gonna be a Will
First is the
Campbell play
overloaded
though.
front with pretty clear
Oh
simulated
no, they're
pressure
overloading
showing,
it again.
with the linebacker lurking in between everything going on right in front of you. And soon to follow, like you might have saw, is a typical man coverage indicator.
Yep.
Diggs motions across, defender follows him in
And
pursuit.
then he zones it.
But flip back over to the field shot, you very quickly realize that everything Drake thought he knew about the defensive look was wrong. It's a basic 4-man rush, and the coverage call's actually a Tampa 2 look with that walked up linebacker Ernest Jones.
This is like a Madden
rapid
play.
Drop off the line down the middle of the field.
Oh man.
Now you rewind back about half a second or so to the snap of the football. On a critical third down, this is a solid play design for the Patriots to convert.
Yeah.
Pull up the coverage again one more time for comparison to the routes being ran. These 3 concepts specifically, and let me make it clear, there is major emphasis on the word should when I say this, should work together to stretch a coverage like this thin over the football.
But when you don't know that's the
you at least know
coverage,
that there's a possibility to keep the drive alive once you decipher this scheme as a quarterback.
the cross is
One
open,
big
by the
problem,
way.
though. Turns out you can't read a call if your ass is in the ground in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Remember, Mike, this is a 4-man rush. One of the reasons that Drake May has had so much trouble finding somebody open down the field is they can't block the guys in a 4-man rush. And if you can't do that, you have almost
Ridiculous.
no chance.
Horrible blocking job from the entire
Flooding the
line.
secondary, and even more importantly, playing bully ball while being consistently out.
Another stunt.
You want a short and sweet answer? That's how Seattle won this game, and that is how they've won over the course of
Will
the
Campbell got beat.
25 season.
Center
And I
is
don't think it's much of a
sinking.
secret how this bleeds into every other aspect of their defense. Because aside from never blitzing the quarterback, manhandling opposing linemen, maybe just making Drake May's life a living hell like his numbers for the first.
But it's like, look at that. Like, Will Campbell gets like bullied for this,
Maybe just
but
making
look
Drake
at
May's
what
life
his
a living
teammate
hell
does.
like
His teammate pushes him into Drake May. It's 3 a.m. I'm about to get a text. But I need y'all to understand what I am saying when I said Will Campbell is not the reason they lost.
his numbers for the first 3 quarters.
58 literally gives.
The front line
That's an assist. That's an assist.
actually only half of the foundation. The other side of the story is how specifically they tend to back it up in their coverage. 95% of this league does not run nickel personnel as much as Mike Macdonald does, which is just substituting one of your three typical linebackers out for a fifth defensive back on the field. Now,
because it's a risk.
Almost solely out of this variant, it's pretty clear how this can give your team a clear-cut advantage being paired with such a productive rush in the pass game. But that still bears the question, what's the big deal with nickel? Well,
it's just an extra coverage, man.
But it's how they typically use it.
Yeah.
And that's Nick Emmanwori, who's out there.
And now he's blitzing.
Sprain during the course of the week. But Mike, he is such an important piece of this defense. He can
I think he
play
blitzes here again.
position, and yet he's fast enough and big enough and strong enough.
No, coverage this time. Yeah.
Quick slot receiver going down on the wheel.
And so he can take the flats. He can take the short stuff away.
The crown jewel, the Swiss Army knife that is Nick Emmanwori. The standout rookie.
Like, that's a really good play.
Heard about all year. It also pretty clearly.
And he almost won depoy, I'm pretty sure, right?
Game plan for New England. I mean, pretty much for 4 straight months,
I meant defensive rookie.
been nothing short of the do-it-all wild card on this side of the football. Look just 2 weeks prior in the championship game for an example.
Yep.
Blitz calls coming sporadically near and off the edge.
And it looks man coverage to a T.
Now, we all know he's a pressure threat, but what if he's not being sent here? Well, that's one of the best wide receivers to ever play the sport lined up across from him. Now, keep in mind when you're watching this rep, man-to-man coverage and outside leverage up against an in-breaking route over the field.
Yep.
Stays stride for stride off the release, mirrors him on the break, and proceeds to just completely blanket the throwing.
Undercuts it.
Needless to say, the guy more than likely requires the bulk of your scouting efforts. His versatility,
man,
and of course, right alongside that being his unpredictability. You can
like,
imagine by observing
where is he at?
Clips how it would be an absolute nightmare to try to prepare for. Now let me explain to you why
seeing like basketball moves, bro, and he gets to the Brock Purdy.
It all comes down to the
that game was such a mess.
Predict him, how you try to work to eliminate him from the equation overall.
Yeah.
With everything on the line, you knew for a fact that Seattle was going to try to catch this team off guard. But what absolutely nobody knew.
Ooh, it's a bait.
Man, he quite literally flipped the entire script on its head.
Oh, and Witherspoon.
We got to give a shot.
Hey, man, that's goodness, bro.
Now, what exactly do I mean when I say flipping the script? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the other anomaly in this secondary in Devon Witherspoon.
Witherspoon has such a good game.
Primarily known for his coverage and also being one of the best run defending backs in the entire sport. In no world did I think to myself, following this game, that we would be sitting here dissecting the polar opposites being the biggest difference on the field. Now, let me also make it clear. It's not the fact or idea that Devon Witherspoon can't generate pressure. It's just few and far in between when you actually see him given the opportunity. I mean, we're talking about barely over a single blitz.
21 blitzes total.
I don't need to be the one to tell you that situation and context absolutely matter when you're considering pulling the trigger like this. High leverage down, opening drive of the Super Bowl. And it's a 6-man pressure package with both nickel and dime blitzes off the edge. A
freaking nasty.
But the icing on the cake in all this, though, I mean, it's got to be the double DT dropout into hole zones on the front line. Zoom out and just look at this call from the bigger picture one more time for me.
Yeah.
Everything on your screen, by pure definition, is psychotic. But now do me another favor and look up front at what that kind of chaos did to protection. The dropouts work to leave both interior guards completely unassigned. And with no chip being incorporated from the tight end opposite, that one extra body in pass pros got a pretty unfair game of pick your poison to play.
This is not fair to Will at all, bro. There's 2 people behind my camera, and there's one of them. Like, they were both free.
6 times he was sent at the quarterback this game. I mean, it just feels like a typo when you're sitting there staring.
Right interior, though. Look at this B gap. Right interior.
Times you saw him used in, quite frankly, some of the most brilliant yet extremely risky pressure concepts you're ever going to see.
Running back is blocking the B gap himself with Witherspoon and Jones Jr.
But then again, you could also just flip this conversation 4 minutes later into this matchup. And yes, it is the exact same concept
Man,
You're not going
one thing
insane,
I will say is, does he talk about the Pats defense? Because the Pats defense on some of these were
but
good.
it feels like every clip we jump to has got a common denominator.
Yeah.
Now,
Right
the
side.
third down stop we highlighted on the very first drive of this game. If you don't classify this as foreshadowing, then I don't know what is.
Drive 2.
Now,
Oh,
one of the
man.
biggest, if not the most important factor that allows Seattle to incorporate so many of these calculated gambles up front is actually their run defense. It's a 1st and 10 just past the 50, and I mean,
Okay,
they are as
6 in the
comfortable
box.
as can be, only parking 6 in the box on the most run-likely down imaginable.
Yeah.
Flip over to the end zone view, the call looks like nothing more than a simple halfback draw right up the middle. Now
Simple.
watch Byron Murphy run.
5-10 yards.
He's going to engage Jared Wilson initially, just to immediately cross face to the center. And
Oh,
ends
and that
up allowing
blocks
Greg
it up.
Thomas to absolutely blow up the B gap, almost untouched.
Yep.
You want efficient. Seattle ended up hitting the running back behind the line of scrimmage on over half of their run designs over the course of this entire game. That's not just abnormal. That is a damn anomaly. And just like that, 1st and 10.
And it's like on the pass, the running back is
And
picking
right
that
on
up.
cue, we have another one of those calculated gambles. If you're in the shoes of Mike McDonald and it's not
It's
a
like
drop
seeing
back
these
pass
in
here, you're
retrospect
gonna
is
be
so
surprised.
crazy.
A 3-by-1 trips look for New England with kind of
Because it's like
insane
trips,
stack
and
lines
they
over
have
the
on the
field.
weak side.
And based solely on where the pressure's showing, you could probably guess it's another overloaded B-gap blitz.
Yep.
Crazy, right? Who would have thought? But important thing to note, though, with this call is that Witherspoon's off in coverage.
Okay.
Nick Emmanwori, per usual, is the one lurking the front line.
Yep.
The call McDonald's got behind it looks somewhat like Corder's palms. You could even just look at it as a split field variant that's backing up that blitz up front. Now first, let's initially assume that it is in fact palms on top of that pressure.
Okay.
5 bodies rushing downhill at the quarterback, and 4 deep, 2 underneath in a hybrid style zone behind it. Now the reason I say hybrid, as we've discussed in prior videos, the boundary corners have specific rules in this coverage, and that is where all attention needs to be focused.
Yeah.
For a quick reference, look up at the field side of the play for an example. If all 3 of these routes on his split of the call go inside or vertical,
He's
which
got
you
to
and I
pick.
can both see right now that they do, absolutely nothing changes. The boundary corner will sink in coverage as was expected. But then there's also the question, what about the opposite when you've got a vertical that's paired with
I
a
was talking
flat
about
on the
this
same
one.
side of the field? Well,
I
that's where these
forgot.
corners for Seattle
There
take
was
matters
2.
into their own hands. Bring up the full scale of this call one last time.
Oh,
just to be
wait,
able to
is it
watch
this
the
play?
view of all of this in action together. The overload blitz forces Drake May to panic, gives him no option.
Oh,
but
and
to
he's got the
immediately
check down,
get that
but
quick out,
oh
and the coverage
no.
drowns the route and the entire concept from the jump.
Yeah, you gotta throw this one away.
Runner comes again out to Henderson, stopped in the open field. Josh Jobe comes off the corner. They've got terrific corners to make plays like that when they bring pressure.
Yeah,
And
that's a good
third
play.
So Mike,
That's just a
they
good
bring
play.
pressure here, and they know what the hot is. So they are understanding completely what the offense of the Patriots are.
And this
Yeah,
is what I
this
mean
is good
when I say it
concepts.
Also, very well might have been a split field variant. Could have easily been something like a high-low call on Diggs, maybe cover 4 to the field. And I mean, of course, to nobody's surprise, another Seahawk defender making a top-tier tackle.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, on the coverage, the point still stands. And 2nd and long just very quickly became 3rd and even longer.
Yeah.
Now, bigger picture here from the eyes of Drake May, and especially when you shift over to the field view, this all looks eerily similar to what you just faced 30 seconds ago. Biggest reason I say that
It's
might
'cause
have
somebody
something to
else
do
drops
with
in
that
coverage.
overload pressure again to the weak side of their offensive line.
Oh.
On back-to-back downs, you'd think what you're about to see is predictable. But you thinking that is exactly what this team is trying to accomplish. Emmanwori goes edge, and Witherspoon, when
Yep,
it's
and he
least
baits.
expected, goes inside to the opposite B gap.
Oh man, I can't
And
wait
not
to
even
see
to
how this
mention,
plays out.
You're tying that curveball into a 3x2 hot blitz that's blanketing the back end. Think about every single concept you've seen so far in this video. Same idea,
Like chat, like,
just different execution.
and it's like, there's nothing open here.
Comes from deep that time. And he gets there in the sack. So the secondary's in the backfield multiple times. That's Witherspoon.
He just walks
That's
past.
as good a rush by Devon Witherspoon as you will see in the National Football League.
Just like,
The
he
more
just
these you
walks
watch,
past.
The more you realize how historically dominant this performance was on the biggest stage. Every one of those moments that we just sat there and picked apart in that stretch, you guys, That was the play sheet for Mike McDonald through the first 12 minutes of game time. You could argue that what we just went through is an entire game's worth of exotic looks for some coaches around this league. But let me
That's
also
where
remind
you have
to
to
not be
innovate,
fooled by
man.
what the
Like,
bulk of
chat,
these
you
highlights-
have to innovate as a football coach. Like, offense is getting crazier, defense is getting crazier. You have to do this, and that's why coaches like this are so good. That's why with Sean Payton's like motioning at the beginning, like the on offense with JSN in the backfield, like you have to do this. It is not an option. If you want to win a Super Bowl, if you want to win in the National Football League, you have to get exotic. You have to learn that you just gotta experiment, man.
Plays will tell you. Devon Witherspoon was sent on pressure an absurd 6 times. But turns out, looks can be deceiving. Because Seattle as a team only blitzed 7 times over the course of this entire game. Just imagine yourself in the shoes of a quarterback for a second, trying to process all this on the fly. 6 flat up on the
Really
line,
wish I
and
could have
what
seen how Bo
looks
would have
like a
done
basic
against
too-high
this.
shell. But as soon as you
Man,
snap
that's
the
my
football,
biggest wish, bro.
It turns into a cover 3 dropout you didn't even know existed. I've already said it. I'll say it again. You look up psychotic in the dictionary, this is what you will see.
It's
But
like
the
some of
point is
these
the
drops
fact that
can
they are
kill you.
generating pressure,
But when
with
you are
absolutely no
generating
desire
pressure
or
from
need
somewhere
to
else, you can
consistently
do
use
it.
additional pressure. And even when it is a completion, 9 times out of 10.
And it's like, that's
the
not
coverage
getting
is
to
right
the
there to get.
sticks.
The
Not getting
clock
there.
in the head of Drake May has been so sped up. I mean, it has been strategic, it has been physical, it has been overwhelming at times. He's throwing it before he has to, and they're missing.
Will Campbell misses a
opportunities.
block underfoot.
And oh yeah, by the
Unfortunately.
way, if you're keeping track at home, go ahead and mark that down as the second swim maneuver that this guy pulled off on a lineman. Unpredictability and controlled chaos.
And it's like,
Undeniably the
man,
top-
the only time he talks about a lineman is Will Campbell, but I've seen that right guard that's not even a rookie. I've seen the right tackle blow, but it's like, it's just the defense, bro. Sometimes it's really just the defense, but man.
2 headliners of this man's blueprint. But it's not like it was just as simple as throwing the kitchen sink at Drake May, because it was also pretty clearly tied into limiting some of his strengths. Take the use of his legs for an example, which had easily been his number 1
Okay.
calling card up to this point in the postseason. Critical 3rd and 1,
Cover
and
3.
you're opting to go cover 3 on the back end with a basic 4-man rush up front. But do me a favor, look at the specifics of the pass rush.
Oh, it's
They
another
knew damn
stunt.
well going into this game how much Drake loved rolling to his right side out of the pocket. Whether it's
So
by
they
design
stunted to the
or
right.
just extending
Yeah,
the play himself.
that's good.
Derek Hall's contain rush removes the rollout, and Lawrence's stunt hits the escape lane. He
And
goes
then the
to shoot
check
this
down
one,
is gone
going
too.
Ever so slightly in the opposite direction, and he just cannot make the throw.
He's got the check down,
What
but he
about those
once he gets
situations where,
greedy.
in fact, it is a rollout by design. Patriots have a cross-field flood
Play
concept
action.
off play action, and Mike's actually going on the riskier side with a 3x3 fire zone and a second level blitz. Now keep this in mind before the snap. Julian Love's in a downward rotation to his role in the coverage, which is also
Interesting.
coincidentally where the bulk of the routes in this concept are targeting. Watch the middle hook defender Ernest Jones not only work to carry that shallow route across the field to his teammate in that rotation, but then they actually simultaneously turned because they knew the hook zone had been vacated. There's no two ways about it.
Whoa.
This needs to be a completion for your offense to gain.
Yeah,
some
this has to be a flat
But it
or a
wasn't.
hook.
Boya Mafe at
Wait,
the bottom of the line
chat,
with
chat,
the
chat.
edge. Reads both the run fake and the rollout like a book. And
Oh
when you're under
my
pressure, before you even
goodness.
have time to breathe, more times than not, it's hard to do anything with it. On rare occasion where the
It's just there. That's still a completion. You have to get this though. Like it's a tough play. It's a tough play. Like you have to get this completion though, bro. You have to. You have to.
coverage lacks, the front line makes up for it. But what makes this defense so unique is that the story changes with every snap of the football.
Yeah.
You could make that exact same case in point with roles completely reversed multiple times from start to finish in this game as well.
Oh
It's a
my.
luxury that the majority
man.
of teams
And
don't
that's
have.
just yep.
The ability to take those
It's
rare
incomplete.
but extremely effective calculated gambles. If you want to go full circle, let's just take this all the way back to the dagger. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, you already know about the
So-
rush path that caused all this chaos. But what about the coverage? Well, based off post-snap
Okay.
movements, it at least
Borders.
looks like a quarter-style blitz with a major shift by emmanwori low level to the field. This team, They don't take risks like this very often.
Ooh.
But when they
He's
do,
got the cross.
they win so quick.
But
that
21.
it doesn't even make a difference.
Yep, Mori got there.
And they bring a pressure as well. And
Misses the block. Yep. Like I said, this was the play that people were like, Will Campbell sold. Which, yes, Will Campbell missed his block. And it's a sack if Witherspoon doesn't, whatever. But Witherspoon is on top of him already. Like, and this is something that they did the entire game. That's the issue. He did not change his game plan. Like, the Patriots didn't change their game plan at all. To like, Vrabel didn't change at all to compensate for the right side of the field being attacked the most, leading to Will Campbell having to play the way he did. Will Campbell just has to step it up though, and he will.
Now, I know
He'll get
what some of
better.
you were going to say in the fact that we didn't mention the offense a single
Yeah,
time
we didn't
this
mention any offense,
They
bro.
definitely deserve their flowers, and there's plenty that you could dive into. On that side of the ball as
K9.
well. But you and I both know that this defense stole the show.
Yeah.
And this man, he has already joined elite company now because of it.
Yep.
But everything aside, I also want to hear what you guys have to say about it. So please, let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate y'all more than anything, and I'll see you in the next one.
Good videos, man. Good videos from Football Digest. Make sure you guys go support his video. He's always very, very high level with it. Very good analysis. If you want to get better at Madden, you can go watch him. Just very, very informative. So, W video, and yeah.